So come all the way onto your back. I want you to bring the soles of your feet together, knees open wide, and just lay down. Bring your arms into a cactus position. So you're going to bend your elbows, and bring the backs of your hands towards the floor. Close your eyes. So even let the whole back line of your body drop into the floor. Releasing effort, releasing tension. And as your back body gets heavier, allow your front body to open, your heart, your front ribs, your belly, your pelvis, your knees. And then I want you to try and fill up this whole shape with your breath. Taking big inhales in through your nose, filling up. And taking big exhales out your mouth. Inhaling in through your nose. Exhaling out through your mouth. Take a few more big breaths like that at your own pace. And from here, I want you to keep your elbows on the floor. Keep this bend in your elbows. Just start to lift your hands away from the floor. We're going to get into the shoulders a little bit. Bring your palms forward to touch the floor. So you're internally rotating in your shoulder sockets. And then you'll lift your hands back up and bring the backs of your hands to the floor, externally rotating in your shoulders. Again, elbows stay on the floor. Start to lift your hands away from the floor. Keep moving them forward until your palms touch the floor. Internally rotate through your shoulders. And then lift your hands and bring the backs of your hands to the floor. Let's take that 2 more times. Lifting, bring your palms forward, internally rotate. Lift your hands, bring the backs of your hands to the floor, keeping that cactus shape in your arms. Moving this cactus shape up and forward, palms come to the floor, internally rotate. And then lift your hands and bring them back to the floor. From there, extend your arms overhead, take a big stretch through your upper body. Get longer from your hip creases to your armpits, from your armpits to your fingertips. And then add your legs. Stretch your legs out long. Reach your toes and fingers away from each other. You might create so much space that your front ribs puff up to the ceiling. From there, keep your arms where they are. I want you to walk your feet over to the left corner of your mat. So walk your feet so far over to the left that your right foot comes to the left corner of your mat. We're just coming into a bit of a side stretch here. Keep your feet there. Grab your right wrist with your left hand and pull your right arm longer. Try and anchor the back of your right hip down into the floor a little more. Breathe here. Release your wrist. Walk your your feet through center. and then over to the right corner of your mat. So far over that your left foot is now at the right corner of your mat. Catch your left wrist with your right hand and pull that left arm longer. Try and anchor the back of your left hip down into the floor a little more. Getting a nice long stretch through your left side body. And then release the grip of your left wrist. Walk your feet back to center. And gently hug your knees in towards your chest. Sway a little bit side to side through your hips. Let that trickle up into your shoulders, your neck, your head. Just let everything roll gently right and left. Then come back to center. Bring your right hand to your right knee, left hand to your left knee. Start to move your knees away from each other and circle your legs around. So just making big circles in your hip sockets a few times one way. And then reverse and circle the other way. Come back to center with your knees and take both knees over to the left. Look to the right. You can cactus that right arm. Maybe use your left hand to push your legs gently towards the floor. Big breaths. Try and inhale along the length of your spine and then use your exhale to twist deeper. Come back through center with your legs. And then take both knees over to the right. Cactus your left arm as you look to the left. That right hand can press your knees to the floor. Big breaths. Again, trying to use that inhale to lengthen your spine. And your exhale to twist deeper. Come back through center with your legs. And bring both feet to the floor. Bring your hands to the tops of your thighs, and I just want you to push your legs away from you, finding a little length and traction through your lower back. If it feels good to move around a little bit, you can move around. And let's move into a figure four stretch. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. I want you to grab your left leg and pull it in towards you. Try and relax your head and your shoulders. As you pull that left knee in, reach your lower back to the floor. If it feels good to close your eyes, close your eyes. In all these shapes and all these poses, try and send your breath to any places that feel a little tense, a little tight. Release your left foot to the floor. Hug your right knee into your chest, give it a little squeeze, and then just roll your right foot and ankle around a few times one way. Loosening up the ankle joint, the toes. Reverse and circle the other way. Good, then I want you to grab for your belt and loop the belt around the bottom of your right foot. Stretch your right leg straight up to the ceiling. Flex your right foot so you're pulling the belt down onto your toes a little bit more, and extend your left leg long on the floor. Try and relax your head and shoulders, so hold on as low onto the belt as you need to find that release through your upper body. I just want you to breathe. We're here for a little while. Give that right leg time to open up. I want you to stay exactly as you are. So try and keep your right foot facing the ceiling and bend your right knee towards your right armpit. So you're pulling that knee down, but you're keeping the sole of your right foot to face the ceiling. Yes. And then stretch that right leg straight. We're going to do that 2 more times. Bend your right knee. Try and keep the sole of your right foot facing the ceiling. And stretch that right leg. One more time, big bend. And stretch. Good, grab onto both ends of the belt with your left hand. Keep your right leg as long as you can and let it fall all the way to the left. Look to the right. Can see if this feels good in your body. Bring your right hand to the top of your right hip and push your right leg away from you. It's like you're trying to move your right hip away from your right armpit. Slowly come back to center. So I want you to change hands. Grab onto the belt with your right hand. Still trying to keep that right leg long. Open your right leg out to the right. You can release the belt from your right foot. Draw that right leg in. Give it a squeeze. And then use your hands here to circle that right hip around a few times one way. And reverse and circle the other way. Good. Extend your right leg out to meet your left. Reach your arms overhead. Give your legs a little shake. Find some release. Little reset, refresh. And then re-bend your knees, bringing your feet to the floor. Let's figure 4 our left ankle over our right thigh. Grab that right leg, pull it in. Try and relax your head and your shoulders. Breathe deeply. Release your right foot to the floor. Squeeze your left knee into your chest. And then roll out your left foot and ankle a few times one way. Reverse and circle the other way. Good. Then grab for your belt. Loop your belt around the bottom of your left foot. Stretch your left leg up to the ceiling. Hold on low enough to the belt so you can relax your head and shoulders on the floor, and then stretch that right leg long. Good. Breathing here. We're here for a little while. See if you can flex your left foot so you're pulling your toes down towards your face a little more. Find big breaths in through your nose, out your mouth. And then keep everything as it is. You're just going to bend that left knee towards your left armpit, so try and keep your left foot facing the ceiling. Good. And stretch that left leg. Let's go for 2 more of those. Bend your left knee. Stretch your left leg. 1 more. Bend. And stretch. Grab onto both ends of the belt with your right hand. Try and keep your left leg fairly long as it falls to the right. Look to the left. And then only if it feels good, bring your left hand to your left hip, your left thigh, and push that thigh away from you. Trying to move your left hip away from your left armpit. Come back through center. Change hands. Grab onto both ends of the belt with your left hand. Keep that left leg as long as possible and open it out to the left. Good. You can release the belt from that left foot. Squeeze your left knee into your chest. Try and use your hands here to guide that left leg around, making circles in one direction. Reverse and circle the other way. Good. Set your strap off to the side. Hug both knees back into your chest. I want you to bring your forehead to your knees. Squeeze everything into a tight, tight ball. Stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend your legs out long. Arms overhead. Flex your feet. Take a big breath in, a little bit of core work. On an exhale, roll all the way up to sit. Good. Start to reach forward towards your toes. You have your belt. If you can't reach your toes, you can loop the belt around your feet. Walk your sit bones back a little bit. So walk your tush back a little bit. And then refold over your legs. You might roll your shoulders out a couple times. If it feels good to shake your head, yes and no, go for it. And then release the belt from your feet. Start to roll up slowly. Bring the soles of your feet together. Knees open wide. Sit up tall. Take a breath in. And on an exhale, fold forward. Same thing here. You might roll your shoulders back a couple times. Maybe you shake your head out, yes and no. Try and let go of tension in your upper body. Make your way up to sit. I want you to keep your right leg folded in, stretch your left leg long. So that right foot is at your inner left thigh. Grab for your belt again. Flex your left foot. Loop your belt around your left foot. And then start to walk your hands down your belt to fold forward. Good. Make your way up to sit. You can release that belt. We're just going to change sides. Keep it simple. Stretch that right leg long. Fold your left leg in. Left foot comes to your inner right thigh. Loop the belt around the bottom of your right foot, flexing that right foot. And then walk your hands up the belt until you can fold forward. Release the belt, come back up to sit. Stretch both legs out in front of you. Bring your hands behind you. Just give your legs a little shake. Then I want you to bend your knees and bring your feet wide. You're just going to let your knees sway right and left a couple times. Good. And the wider your feet are, the easier this is. Getting into the hips, the low back. The next time your knees fall to the left, stay there. So knees are to the left. I want you to bring your right hand all the way around to touch your left hand, or as close as you can. So we're taking a twist. And then come back through center, hands behind you. Bring your knees to the right. Bring that left hand all the way around towards your right hand. Yes, good. Let's do that one more time each side. Come back through center. Take your knees to the left. Right hand comes all the way around. Come back through center. Left hand comes all the way around. Good, come back through center. Keeping your feet wide, just open your legs out into a straddle. Good, and then walk your hands forward any amount. Start to walk your hands back in. Use your hands underneath your legs to help bend them. Close your legs and then swing around and come to all fours. Hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Tuck your toes. We're just going to wave through our spine a couple times. Inhale, cow. Lift your hips, pull your heart forward, drop your belly. Exhale, cat. Tuck your tailbone, round your spine, push into your hands. Back and forth a couple times. You can go at your own pace. Good, then let's get a quick little lunge in. I want you to step your right foot between your hands. You can use your right hand to help bring that foot forward. And just bring your right hand to your right thigh. Push that thigh forward and take an easy twist. So turn to look over your right shoulder. Good. Come back through center. Bring your right hand inside your right foot. And then walk your hands forward any amount. Just getting a little deeper into the hips, yes. Good, let's walk those hands back in. And we'll change legs, right leg back. Now as you step that left foot forward, feel free to use your left hand to bring it forward. Left hand to left thigh, give that thigh a little push forward. And then let's twist and look over our left shoulder. Come back to center, bring your left hand inside your left foot. Walk your hands forward any amount. Walk your hands back in. I want you to come back to all fours. Walk your hands forward a little bit and then just roll onto your belly. So you're coming all the way onto your belly. Bring your forearms to the floor. Spread your fingers wide. I want you to push into your forearms and lift your chest. Good, so forearms are out in front of you. Fingers are wide as you push into your forearms and lift your chest. Now imagine, without moving your arms, imagine you could drag your elbows back towards the back of your mat and try and pull your heart forward a little bit more. Take one more breath in. As you exhale, make a pillow with your hands. Let your elbows turn out wide. Look to the right and just drop your head on your hands. Turn your head to face the other way. So we're just stretching your neck out in the opposite direction. And then come back through center with your head. Bring your hands to the floor. Take your time here. We're just going to roll onto our back so your head and feet can stay where they are. Swivel around. Walk your feet in so your knees are bent, arms alongside your body. We're going to take 3 easy bridges. I want you to push into your feet. We're going to take some arms as we bridge. So as you start to lift your hips, lift your arms towards the ceiling. Keep reaching your hips to the ceiling. Bring your arms all the way overhead to the floor. Yes. And then we'll rewind. Arms reach up to the ceiling. And then as you lower your hips, your hands come back down. We're going to do that 2 more times. Let's smooth it out. Push into your feet, lift your hips, lift your arms. Take those arms all the way back behind you as you lift your hips a little higher. Bring your arms to the ceiling, and then everything lowers together. Last time, lift your hips, lift your arms. Keep your hips lifted as you reach your arms overhead. Maybe even lift those hips a little higher. Arms to the ceiling, and then lower everything back down. Hug your knees into your chest. I want you to push the back of your head into the floor. Keep that little bit of pressure and just turn your head side to side. Massage your skull. And bring your forehead to your knees. Squeeze everything into a tight, tight ball for 5, 4, 3, 2. Release and set up for final rest. And just here for about a minute or so. Giving your body time to absorb, to digest, to integrate all the benefits of everything you just did. Start to deepen your breath. Start to wiggle around a little bit. Your fingers, your toes, your head, your hips. Walk your heels in towards your seat to bend your knees. You can roll to either side. Eventually make your way up to a seated position. Once you find a seat, no rush, take your time, close your eyes, and just check in. Notice how you feel. And take that feeling with you for the rest of your day. You are good to go.